They call me Squirrel.
What's going on, Squirrel Squad? It's your boy the Squirrel. I am back with another Watch Mojo UK Top 10 list. Anyways, it's top 10 British words that you're saying wrong. Why are you people saying these words wrong? Oh, after I think to talk about me. What do I know, right? Anyways, let's go see what words I'm saying wrong. It's more than 10, I can tell you that. But I'm not sure what it is. If you're new here, hit the subscription button, come back and see your boy the Squirrel. Hang out with the squad, great community, great bunch of people. Tell your friends about it, share it out. Make sure you hit all the social medias and say hello. All my social medias are available down below in the description. And if you want to support the channel, there's tons of ways you can do that as well. Just being here alone is support enough. I appreciate you guys. Here we go. It's the 10 words I'm saying wrong.
For this list, we're looking at words that have distinctly different pronunciations across the pond. Anyway, we're obviously having a bit of a laugh here, so let's not turn the comment section into World War III now, shall we?
It's too late, buddy.
Honestly,
too late.
Some of us Brits, including me myself, say these wrong too. So,
is that him? This is the guy that always does the commentating? Or is he just running some B-roll and throwing us...
no hard feelings, right? Number 10, tomato. This fruit can cause more confusion than you'd think.
Tomato.
You like tomato?
And you like tomato?
I'm wondering if potato or potato is going to be number 9, whatever. Dude, you should have done tomato and potato, or... I don't even know.
The two ways to say tomato are one of the most prominent differences, thanks in part to the 1937's Let's Call the Whole Thing Off.
Can anybody else not stop staring at the fact that the stem is not connected on the far left tomato? It's just kind of over in there.
A duet originally performed by Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers for the film Shall We Dance? The song features different pronunciations as a main part of the lyrics, including those for tomato. Simple a word as it is, it's one of the most common words to be lost in translation, with Brits abroad often having to adopt the American tomato just to be understood.
My name is really Tom Ado.
Number
I was really hoping we were going to get through the tomato without seeing any Pokemon crap. Apparently not, but those are some good-looking tomatoes. It was like the most perfect batch I've ever seen.
9, bald. For whatever reason, it's common in America to pronounce this word as though it was spelt with an O and not with an A, which led to some confusion. You don't want to accidentally insult someone who's sensitive about their hairline just because you didn't hear something correctly, after all. The American pronunciation of bald has more in common with the British pronunciation of bald. I mean, is someone talking about their hair or text formatting? This is to do with the natural way language evolves. Sounds often getting shorter, but it can still prove tricky.
Bald! I am affected by a bald patch. I'm healed!
Number 8.
I don't know what he's talking about. Is he saying that we say bold? Because we don't say bold, we say bald. I don't understand the differences. I'm being honest. I couldn't hear a difference between the two. I don't know. That's a weird one to me because I thought it sounded to me like he was saying it the same way I say it and the way everybody. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what he has to say about this vase.
8, vase.
And don't worry about the vase.
What vase?
That vase.
Actual linguistic studies have been conducted on different ways people can pronounce this word, whether it's said vase like Mars or vase like haze generally.
If I'm being honest with you, in America we call it vase, not vase. I'm sure there are people who call it vase, but so let me think, what's the word posh? The more posh people call it vase, but typical everyday average Americans refer to that as a vase. But we know that it's a vase. We've heard it's called a vase. My grandmother called it a vase. A lot of the older generation of Americans call it a vase. A vase only comes from people who think they're better than you, and a vase is the way most of us say it.
generally. The former is the British version, and the latter, the American. When eBay users were polled on what they think about someone based just on their pronunciation of certain words, Vaz came up as implying that somebody who says it the British way is stuck up. Considering many of the UK's many regional accents still cling on to that long A, this definitely isn't true. But first impressions often matter.
Then, arrange them nicely in the vase. Oh, get in!
Number 7. Leisure.
Hey there! You got the Miller family here, reporting for leisure, sir.
Since visits across to other countries are often for this purpose, be that a holiday or a vacation, it's not surprising that this particular word can cause head scratches. It can be an especially weird difference for people who don't speak English as a first language too, looking to get to grips with the national variations. In America, you'll almost always hear people say leisure, like it's got an extra E hidden somewhere, while in the UK it's more like leisure, as if the I isn't there at all.
Yeah, and there's not an extra E. We pronounce EI as EE. That's why it's leisure to us. It doesn't need to be an extra E because that's how we pronounce EI, and then you don't pronounce the I, so it's leisure. So it's kind of weird because there's not an extra E needed. We're pronouncing it the way we would pronounce the LEI together, but it is definitely totally different. It's so crazy to me.
With both versions seeming to ignore the actual spelling, it's no wonder this word can be an annoyance.
Mr. Murphy, what exactly attracts you to the leisure industry?
In a word, pleasure. It's like my pleasure and other people's leisure.
Now, that's a weird thing now that I think about it, because why don't we say pleasure for pleasure? Because we also pronounce EA as the EE sound as well. Like lean, L-E-A-N, lean. So if EA is that, then why are we not calling it pleasure? I mean, it's leisure. So pleasure and leisure makes a lot more sense than leisure and pleasure, doesn't it? That's weird.
Number 6. Mobile.
Mobile.
There aren't just different pronunciations of mobile, usually mobile versus mobile, but there are many different ways to actually use the word itself. In the UK, it's common shorthand for mobile phone, which in the US would be a cell phone.
And of course, your mobile goes.
In the US, it's often used for the phrase mobile home, which could be anything from a caravan to a motorhome in Great Britain.
I saw you leaving Pablo Chacón's compound. We both know if I search your mobile home, what I find.
Even more confusing if you're talking about the mobile that hangs over a baby's cot. This can again be pronounced differently in certain parts of the States and sounds more like mobile.
It's like a Batmobile.
Number 5. Scone.
Scone. They only have maple walnut.
One of the most contested words in the English language has to be scone. Or is it scone? You'll generally find scone like tone in use in US English. But if you were to actually come to the UK, things get a lot more complex. The debate around exactly what these baked goods are called has been fiercely raging for years, and differs depending on what region you're in. If you're in the south of England or the Republic of Ireland, you'll also hear scone like tone.
And then some butter that's been rubbed in.
Why do you mix the two flours?
I just think it gives a bit of a lighter scone. I really, really do.
But Northern Ireland, Northern England, Wales and...
Oh, jelly and jam and cream and butter. Yeah, now I want some of those.
Scotland all usually use the shorter scone.
Scone.
People will still understand what you mean, no matter which you say though.
Pass the scones, please.
Number 4, garage.
I have some tiki torches in the garage.
I'd like to state for the record that I love the word garage. I absolutely love it. And I fell in love with this word watching If You Can't Pay, We'll Take It Away, which has been a favorite show of mine for years to watch on YouTube. Well before I started reacting to everything UK related, I watched You Can't Pay, We'll Take Them Away. And they were always like, that's fine, you can get the money, we're gonna start, seizing goods. And the guy's like, well, nothing in the house is mine. Fine, we'll go out and check the garage. And I was always like, the garage. So I just want you to know that I love the word, and I no longer use the word garage. My garage is my garage, and my kids all call it the garage. It drives my wife nuts.
Garage.
A word with too many pronunciations for its own good. It's often pronounced with a long A at the end in America, sounding more like garage. But this way also crops up in the south of England.
There's a garage.
If you come further
Oh, it's the combo, the garage. I like that. Instead of a garage or a garage, it's garage. That was a combo. Yeah, I'm liking it less by the minute.
north, however, you'll find yourself hearing garage more often than not, shortening the word.
Just popping back to the garage.
Uh-oh.
Garage?
He's out of
There
here.
are a few contextual differences too. In the UK, when your car needs repairs, you take it to a garage, while in the US, your car might be in the shop. Number 3, advertisement.
You always look so cool. Like the advertisement of the man in Times Square.
It's not often you'll actually hear somebody say the whole word these days. Normally it's reduced to the much quicker ad in English-speaking countries. But it can be a little jarring to hear advertisement if someone says it differently.
Yeah, it's advertisement, and it's definitely shortened down to ad everywhere. Occasionally you hear advert, but advertisement, very, very rare, or advertisement.
Problems arise in the middle syllable, with some saying tis and others saying ties, as well as putting the stress in different places. As if that wasn't weird enough, uses of the word also vary, as the ads on television are still called ads in the UK, but become commercials in the States, and advert is a more common British shortening than ad to begin with.
I should be glad to have your help in the matter.
We thought you would. That's why we wrote this advertisement.
Advertisement for what?
For the new nanny.
I love Mary Poppins.
Number 2, vitamin.
My doctor says I need vitamins.
So why don't you take vitamins?
We know they're important, and we need to make sure we have enough of certain ones, but the jury is still out on what the best way to say the word is.
This is the second most popular British word we've adopted in this house. Another thing that drives my wife nuts when my kids ask if they can have their vitamins. I taught them that.
In the UK, you'll hear vitamin with a small I, but in the US, it becomes vitamin as though it's a capital I. The short I pronunciation is a lot more common throughout the world than the American variant. The word being said this way across Europe, and you may even run into it in Canada, where the two lexicons are thoroughly mixed.
Yeah.
I would like taste of vitamin C.
Number 1, aluminium.
Oh, it's aluminum.
Roofing.
This is one of the rare cases where a change in
But in honesty, if you look at how it's spelled, you're pronouncing it correct.
pronunciation has also caused a change in the spelling. They really do skip out on the second I in North America. But actually, this is one instance where the Americans might be right. Humphrey Davy, the British chemist who first created the element, wanted it to be called aluminum, in line with other alloys like platinum, but he had a lot of critics who wanted aluminium, more like magnesium.
Say it again. Say it again. Aluminium. Okay, you say it.
It's aluminum.
Aluminum.
Okay.
Aluminum.
Eddie?
While Davy used
It's aluminum. What?
his spelling, other scientists used their own. In 1828, Noah Webster used aluminum in Webster's dictionary, though official chemistry bodies prefer the other version. Today, both are recognized as acceptable.
See, that's weird because I immediately thought that the British version was correct, which I was thinking of the elemental version. So, but still, I'm more on the aluminium side of it. But yeah, that's a weird one. Anyhow, those are the 10 words, and I'm sure there's probably thousands more. They're pretty weird. The leisure pleasure threw me off. Like, why is it leisure and not pleasure? That's kind of a weird one to me. That kind of Got my brain swirling. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm going to go have some leisure time. I'm out of here. You guys be good. See ya.